good afternoon. Hello, everyone. How are you? I'm coming to you live from somewhere near California. And so I have been driving all day to get to this meeting. So today I didn't have time to change. So you get to see me in my glamorous, rugged sweater. So I want to welcome everyone on this call. Indeed, the clock is ticking. We're really, really excited as we're approaching. We're about 2 weeks away from the pre-launch. And so today, what we're going to talk about today is bring on some inspirations and some informations for our entrepreneurs as we prepare and get ready for the pre-launch. And today, I'm really excited to have like a little forum, a little talk amongst industry legends, people that before they became legend, with their background, and so that you could relate to what type of people are involved in this platform. And I shared with you, so many of you over the phone call the last couple of days, I have never ever seen so many entrepreneurs that are coming on board that just the messaging alone gave them so much hope, bring back so much hope. As a matter of fact, while today, all day I've been driving, and as I was driving cross states, coming to here today to do a call with you guys, I could tell you, I could feel there's hope. There's a shift in the air. There's so much hope in America. As I was, crossing different states, not different, but a few, two maybe. So I see that the landscape changes from snow to a little bit warmer, and so it's really amazing for me to see in the shift of humanity. And so what I like to do at this moment is that I like to introduce each and every leaders that are on this call, and then we're going to have a little round table, a little forum chat about who they are, why they're in this, and what do they hope to accomplish, and also to pick their brains on some of their success, how they become successful, as well as how they're creating success in this new platform. So with that said, the first person I'm going to introduce, many of you have heard about him. He was on our call one time, and many people say, we would love to hear more from him, about him. So the first person I'd like to introduce is one of my favorite tagline, from country boy to seven figure. So with that, let's welcome Mike Beal.
Hi, Kim. Thank you so much. Can you hear me okay?
We heard you. We hear perfectly. Thank you, Mike. Thank you for being on the call.
Thank you.
So the next person I'd like to bring up is actually, he's a filmmaker. Some of you perhaps have seen his documentary. Him and his twin brother, they are the filmmaker of a documentary called Still Working 9 to 5 with Dolly Parton and Jane Founder. So with that, Larry Lang on the call.
Hey, Kim, how are you doing?
Great. Welcome, Larry. Thank you for being on the call.
Thank you.
Okay, now we're going to pan our camera all the way to down under to Sydney, Australia. We have Wayne Fang on the call. Wayne.
How are you, Kim?
Good. How are you, Wayne?
Thank you. I'm good.
We need you. Is your camera open, or am I not seeing it? Is your camera open?
Yes.
All right, good. Okay, you all can see Wayne, yeah? Very good. Okay, excellent. Okay, Wayne. Okay, welcome, Wayne. You're in Sydney, Australia. Now, Wayne was a chemical engineer and have lived in New Zealand and now resides in Australia. Welcome. You guys are doing amazing things right here. Next, we also have an incredible gentleman who's a legend in this industry, but kind of took a break from this industry. Now he's a CEO and founder of a tech company. Let's welcome Chuck Getchell. Chuck.
Hey there, Kim. How are you doing?
Good to be with you. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Well, welcome back to the industry. So last but not least, we're going to have people that we all love and we hear from them so many times. Let's welcome Tracy and Lance Smith.
Hey, Kim.
There we go. Hey, guys, how are you? So I know that many of us are traveling, and I'm traveling. I'm in a hotel. I haven't traveled for so long. I mean, like like we're free again. We get to travel and doing things again. So as a matter of fact, as I was walking in the hotel checking, I said, oh my God, this reminded me like so many years ago, like we were on the go and traveling. So really exciting. So guys, thank you for being on the call. And I should try to talk slower. All right. So let's start with Mike. Mike, I know many of you heard about your story, but can you just tell us how you went from country boy to 7-figure in this industry? Can you share with the audience a little bit about that?
Yeah, for sure. And I'm coming in clear, right? Can you hear me okay? Okay, awesome. Oh gosh, where do I begin? I grew up in a very small town of 3,000 people, a small town called Cuba, Missouri, with a single mom. When you grow up in a small town, like your words, like your handshake's your word, and you go on the trust and all that. Growing up, like I said, a single mom. My father was not around, and I always watched her just work so hard and provide for us. I'm going to get emotional. I do this every time when I talk about my family. And if we did this tomorrow, I'd still get emotional. So I just watched how hard she worked. And then a little backstory on her, and I'll try to keep this very short so you guys can probably relate. My mom had to quit school when she was in 7th grade. They were very poor, and she had to take care of her brothers and sisters. And then when grandma came home from work, she'd have to go to do dishwashing to help pay the bills for the family. So she provided everything for us growing up. We didn't have a lot, but we were loved and we had fun, and we just a family of love from her. So I grew up in the sports atmosphere, and I'm going to try to keep this very systematic here. So growing up from that, I excelled in sports. I love the camaraderie around it, and you surround yourself with people that's better in other areas, because teamwork is where you win championship. It's not all about yourself. So I instantly knew at an early age that the schooling wasn't for me. I know that might sound bad, but I was wired a little bit different. I wanted to go into more business and everything. And I got introduced, well, let me backtrack a little bit. I got introduced into construction work, right? And from the construction work, I started owning my own business. And then from there, I was like, what can I do to be home with my family instead of traveling so much? Because I ended up going into
what type of construction were you doing?
Well, we were doing in the oil industry. We were all like supply. The big supply oil lines that you see that we put on for the big oil companies. But I was always on the road away from my family 9-10 months out of the year. And I'm like, what can I do to be home with my family so I can, spend time with them? And at that time, in 2004, my son Dylan was born. And I literally listened to him change the first 3 years of his life, because I would talk to him and you could hear the change in his voice. I'm like, I have to do something to be home with them. And that's where I got introduced into affiliate marketing, and then more so into direct sales, MLM. And I fell in love with it because it brought me back to that team atmosphere, the whole camaraderie with team, and you surround yourself with people that are better than yourself. And, I just was myself. I love people. I love hearing their stories because every person's different. And it's amazing what you find out from people if you just slow down and listen to them, right? They'll tell you. And all of our job is just to help them with whatever their goal is and what they're trying to accomplish. And I just fell in love with that. And then whatever I could do to help them, help them grow, and they can help that ripple effect.
Question, Mike. Sorry to interject, Mike. Question: How does this industry change? I know that your first son was born in 2014, and I know you have 2 other children after that, right? So how does the industry change you? How does it change? First child in your traditional world, and now being an entrepreneur. How does your lifestyle change in raising kids? Because I totally resonate with that story. My mom also only have, I think, the 2nd or 3rd grade of education because of how poor, they were in that circumstance. So I totally relate to that. And I think the audience will relate to that. So how has this industry changed your life?
Well, first of all, I'm able to be home around them and watch them grow up. My son was born in 2004, and my baby girl, Mila, she was born in 2017. So what's happened, first of all, I'm able to be home. But secondly, they watch you. They understand. They're very smart, and then they see how disciplined you are, and they're always like, Dad, you work so much. and that's ultimately what I want to be. I want to be a role model to them and make sure that I'm being a good example for them. How it's allowed me to take them on vacation, to experience life, experience those that we would never get if I was on the road, if I didn't have the money. But most importantly, it's just they're watching and they can see, what it takes to be successful, and maybe the positive stuff they can pull out of the daily life, and we're always there for them. And that's the most important thing for me, is meeting good people and letting them see the people that we surround ourselves with, first of all. And then second is like we're there for them and anything they want, and they're watching. So
absolutely. So how does it feel from a country boy to a millionaire? How does it feel? Is there anything shift? I mean, exteriorly, internally, is there anything shift for that?
I think money just makes you more of who you are. If you're a good person, you're more of a good person. I honestly, I don't look at it that. My value is the relationships I create, and the lives I can touch. If you focus, and I know a lot of people isn't business for money, but it's ultimately who you surround yourself with and the relationship you create. If you chase money, you're always going to be chasing it. So, but if you build those relationships with people and do your business the right way, build that foundation, it's always going to be there. So no matter what, you have those good relationships, those friendships. And I can tell you, I've met more amazing people through this industry that I would never met if I never joined this. Like some of my closest friends, I talk on a daily basis that I don't talk to kids, like my friends and buddies that I grew up with that live in my hometown. Right. So
Yes.
literally, it's all ultimately you want to surround yourself with positive, like-minded people that want the best for themselves and other people.
Awesome. Now, because we got quite a few speakers, I'm going to circle and forum and then come back to you. Okay. Now, so we're going to now shift from country boy to Hollywood. So now we're going to go to Larry. Larry, so you come from the Hollywood space, and I love that film, Still Working 9 to 5 with Dolly Parton. So can you tell us how you got into this industry and why this new platform?
Yeah, absolutely. And really, my dad was a network marketer. So he started me very early. This is my 35th year. I literally started network marketing as a teenager. But I remember when I was little, like with my dad, I would go to the hotel meetings because back then you didn't have Zooms. You literally would go to a hotel meeting with hundreds of people, and I would kind of stand under the podium, and he was just the network marketer. So I've got an identical twin right here.
Awesome.
I can
Just
be
for
in
a second.
I can be in two
Hi.
places at once.
How you
So,
doing?
so basically, I became the network marketer, and my brother and my mom kind of wanted nothing to do with network marketing. So it was just in me. I loved everything about it. I loved, like Mike said, meeting the people. And me and Mike have been friends for over 20 years in the industry and done many great things together. And it's really helped us, be able to take care of our mom. We lost our dad in 2016, so I was really sad about that, because he taught me everything he knows. But the industry itself has just been so good for us, and just meeting great people. I know we've got so many team members that are excited about this platform. And really, Mike came to me right before Christmas this past year, and he said, look, we've got to jump on this Zoom. And we jumped on with you, Kim, Christmas Eve. It was me, you, Mike, Brian, and Mike McCormick on Christmas Eve. And I told him after that Zoom, I was like, this is going to be, I could just feel it. I could feel your energy. I could feel what you were telling us. I was like, this is what we've been waiting for, because so many of our teams are just burned out and they wanted to do something good and solid. So we just had such a good feeling from the very beginning. And here we are, thousands of people later, and we're all in.
I'm telling you, Larry and Mike, you guys are crushing it. I mean, crushing it. As a matter of fact, as of today, right now, as we stand, USA is still number one. Yes,
Awesome.
You guys keep going. Okay. Now, you know what? It's fun thing. It doesn't matter like what kind of clothing I'm wearing today. This lifetime I'm wearing a clothing as a Chinese girl, but who knows? I mean, we're all the same. Okay. All right. Anyway, so really proud of you guys, Larry. And so one question for you, Larry. How does it feel from Hollywood? Because I know you hang with a lot of stars, How does it feel from Hollywood to this, whatever you call this, our world? How does it, what is the difference and how do you feel about that?
It's funny because I'm Southern too. I'm from North Carolina. You can hear I'm not Hollywood because I've got the identical twin and I never stop hearing the accent. But I live in Hollywood and he does, we make the documentaries and a lot of my network marketing helps pay for that. So we do really well together. But we go home, we go see our mom every 2 months. We're in North Carolina, you better believe it, or she would be in LA. So we're always going to see our mom. And really it's helped us take care of her. She's got a house in North Carolina. She's got everything. We've really looked out for her. And it's because of this industry. So, and I've, like Mike said, I've met so many incredible people through the years, traveled the world, just seen everything. And it's all because of network marketing. I love the industry and I'm so glad to be here. Lance and Tracy, Tracy, I'm sending her things to help me with every day and she's making little changes for me. So we're just such a great team. So.
Awesome. Well, what's incredible story, through network marketing, it actually support the film project. Wow, what an incredible story.
Yes.
All right, now
Absolutely.
we're gonna now go to down under. Sydney, Australia. Okay, now Wayne, you were you're not biochemist, you were chemical engineer. You used
Yes.
to work for a big cosmetic company. That's a name that most of us will know now. Will recognize. So how did you shift how does that go from the corporate world as a chemical engineer now into in our world of direct marketing?
Thank you, Kim, and very privileged to be involved in this sharing forum. Actually, as migrants, I originally from China, and that was more than 27, 28 years ago. So we were looking for opportunity. That was the fundamental mindset at that time, and going aboard and looking for some new place. And life is very funny. The initial thought was to looking for opportunities, but when we came to a brand new Western place, everything is new, then we become scared. I believe everybody, well, most of us will be the similar mindset. Then we went back to the original comfortable zone, then find a job in Shiseido, then came to Australia and working for another American company called Ecolab. And but while I was in the corporate, somewhere, somehow, deep in my heart, I always have something or somebody saying or questioning, is this what I really looking for? And that journey is not smooth and is not short. It took me a long time to open my door to look at the industry. Mike and Larry just shared. I mean, actually it took me nearly 10 years to open up the door to look at a different world, a different group of people. And look back, I was so what should I say? This is what I normally share with the others. I mean, don't take as long as I did, 10 years to open up the door to see this, because this world is just amazing. And a lot of things happened.
How has your life changed? I'm sorry to interject, Wayne. How's your life changed from chemical engineer now to the world of direct marketing? How has your life changed because of the industry?
One single thing I can answer that is the freedom. You have the options to choose who you want to hang around with, who you want to be friends, who you want to do business, where you want to do the business, when, and what kind of daily time you can design for yourself. This is the greatest reward. Yeah.
Awesome. Money freedom and time freedom and friendship freedom. You got to work with those you love. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So, thank you for that sharing. Now,
Thank
Chuck,
you, Kim.
Thank you so much. Now, Chuck, I know that you had success in the industry, and then you stepped out of the industry and you found that your own company it's having incredible success. A company that actually you have a tech company that you have an app that's utilized by Fortune 500 companies as we speak right now. So maybe Chuck, you tell a little bit more of your background and why you chose to come back now in this platform.
Yep. Thanks for that. And by the way, it's an honor to be with you guys. It's pretty darn amazing for many reasons. But I'll tell you, 10 years ago, more than 10, I've been out of the industry for more than 10 years. And I had an incredible run. I'm in a similar position because my parents were in network marketing as a kid. So I remember going to those hotel meetings and watching the parents and doing all that. And so I grew up in the industry. Grew up in the environment, grew up with the excitement, grew up with the positivity. And I took that for granted. I literally thought that's how the whole world was because that's how my world was as a kid, as I grew up, right? And that's how it is. And so I built the business, under that pretense, and it was wonderful and exciting. And I was very blessed and made a ton of money and all that, and everything just seemed normal. And I only ended up leaving, unfortunately, due to the company I was associated with changed some things, like dramatic things. And unfortunately, it kind of pulled the rug right out from underneath me. And I always say it's my riches to rags story instead of the rags to riches story, because I ended up losing everything. And that's when I hit the real world. And I saw the dark side. And of that, when you are in an incredible industry with incredible people, but not necessarily the right leadership. And the integrity of the leadership, I'm telling you, is everything. From the personal experience of somebody who basically had achieved it, built it, spent their whole life, knew nothing other than that, and loved it and thought the whole world was that way. I was shocked to have this pulled out from underneath me. And I sound like a victim because in that sense, it kind of was, but I got a chance to then just go rebuild my life. And so took this principles from the business and applied it in the real world, right? As if networking isn't real, and built a company and using the exact same principles. And it's funny because I decided to build a technology that's for franchising, because you have franchisors and franchisees. And so I kind of understand a little bit about multi-level. And so built the technology around that and, been blessed to build here. But you asked me, Kim, like why after then a decade and why this, why come back? And I'll tell you, because
you to come back.
What attracted me to come back. And I think Lance and Tracy need to turn off their computer for a second so I can talk about them, because I'm telling you, and this is full on 100% honesty. The integrity of Lance and Tracy, they were there when I left, and they know what happened. And to see them come and say, we're going to build something with the integrity, the foundation, the principles that are right and true and people can trust. I was like, wow, that's amazing, because I've seen them and I've seen them tested. And I've seen them where most everybody else would buckle, and they didn't even begin. They didn't budge. They stayed the course. And so that kind of integrity just brought me back. Now, why did it bring me back? It brought me back because I know that the community that you build in networking is like no other. It's people serving people. It's relationships that you'll never have. And quite frankly, it's a cash machine. I mean, it is an industry where you can create a lifestyle like no other. And I'm not afraid to talk about it. Like, I got a lot of friends who I would love to help make a lot of money. Right. Here's this business. It's like, how am I going to help a lot of friends build this company? And do they even want to? I got millions of dollars of payroll that I pay out. I got employees. Look, you can even see, these are all people here that they've left, but that I was going to say dealing with, but I'm blessed to have, right? And so every employee is another blessing. And so sure, anybody could go and do that, but the lifestyle that comes with building a network is like none other. The community, the people, the cash flow, the lack of a payroll, the lack of overhead. I mean, tens of thousands of dollars, actually, what am I saying? Millions of dollars in overhead, and you don't have any of that. And so you literally get the best of all worlds. It's an unbelievable space. And it's so crazy that people who don't know that. So I know that, I've lived it. And I not only want to be back in it for all the reasons everyone talks about, but I've got a bunch of people who I want to help win. And I want to help them win big time. We've all been through well, I don't know what we've been through the last 3 years. What do you call this world? And so it's like, I am
Craziness.
doggone it. I'm ready to help all my friends come back and just crush life and like win. So that's why I'm here.
Awesome, awesome, Chuck. Thank you for sharing. And I think coming from a real-time entrepreneur in your real world, as a CEO and a founder of a tech company, to speak of the benefit of someone who has been on both sides in our industry, out of our industry, and in the other side of the world, now want to engage back. That speaks volumes. So welcome back, Chuck. We're so blessed to have you here. So, all right. So now I'm going to throw this question out, and you're all, and I'm going to bounce up. I'm going to wait for save Lance and Tracy later. Okay. So, this is a new project. We have attract people from multiple digits to people that have never done this industry before. So I wanted to ask these pros right here that we have a lot of people that are newcomers. They are excited. The messaging resonates with them because they have seen the narrative that they do not agree with, and they want it changed. They want it shift. So, but they're excited, but they don't know. They're so excited. They say, I really like this, but they're so afraid to tell their friends, or maybe not even afraid. Maybe they don't even know how. So I would like to ask you guys, anyone, maybe real quickly, a little brief. How would you? We're gonna do a round table. So I want to ask now, Mike. You between you and Larry, you guys are close, sponsored personally, close to 200 people. Okay, so I want to ask you guys, how do you go approach? What would you share with the people who are new in this industry, who are excited but don't know how to begin to share? Would you guys, Larry and Mike, feel free to comment on that? What would you say to the new people that are excited but don't know how to share?
Hey, Kim, the first thing I would say is, Mike had hit on it earlier. What I would say is you really want to listen to somebody. You need to figure out what their why is. If they need to make extra money, if they're talking about their bills are piling up, or if they're talking about their health. I kind of say, with this industry, especially with a great product, we have everything they're looking for. And the time right now that people can take a free position and get position in this for the next 2 weeks, that's why me and Mike are hitting everybody we know. And I'm going back to people that I haven't worked with in 10 years. And I'm like, look, if you've got one more run in you, I finally found some great people I've partnered with. We're going to have incredible products. We've got a great compensation plan. And I'm just running. But I would just tell everybody, just talk to people, listen to people. Within the first 60 seconds, they will tell you exactly what they need. And all you have to do is say, we've got that at my company. Here's just take a look at this. And that is so easy to share it. And then really in 2 weeks, when they see everything, and they see the great products and everything, it's going to all click. And they're like, oh, they're going to say, I'm so glad I listened to you. I'm so glad I took that free position and I started sharing it.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. And Mike, what would a typical pitch, not for lack of a better word, what would a typical pitch be, Mike? That you
I don't like pitches because it doesn't come off authentic. I just reach out to people that I know in the industry and people that I care about and said, hey, I'm lining myself with some amazing individuals, some people we're building something with integrity and from the heart. And I want you to be a part of this with me. Are you open to look? Can I send you some information? I have them watch your video. And it always varies between the person, depends on your relationship with them. And then they're going to tell you, what they're looking for in everything, because people, not only do people want to be part of a business and make money, people want to be a part of something that's bigger than themselves, a community, right? They want to go someplace and just be around good people because we're living in some crazy times. Like Chuck said, like, my goodness, what's this past 3 years been like, right? So I think it's a mixture of both. Just be very authentically yourself and care about the person and invite them to look at some information. Because a lot of people are needing that second income or supplement income or a community to plug into.
I love that. So it's really getting to know what your prospect, your friends are looking for, what the hot buttons are, and invite them to look at the information. And then, like what Larry says, right now it's free placement. Get your position and then evaluate later. So that's beautiful, and it's really about caring the other side, caring what they want first instead of pitching. So for lack of a better word, I use that word, but it's not really pitch, but it's getting to know. Okay, that's beautiful. Thank you. Now, Wayne, I know that you have personally enrolled, I think it was 73 people, Wayne. So tell me, how did you do that? How can you share with people what is you personally enrolled? Let me take a look, as I got the number before the call. Okay, you have personally enrolled. You have personally enrolled 73 people. So I like to know, what is your secret sauce? How did you do that? And are all of them from this space of direct selling, or there's some new people in here? So can you share with us, the audience, how did you do that?
Thanks, Kim. And yeah, I have been very carefully listening every leader's sharing, try to pick up their wisdoms. I would like to say just the one word: excitement. Excitement delivers everything, because especially even now, we don't know much about the new platform, although we know there are great leadership here, great opportunity, but in fact, we couldn't say much at all. So because of that situation, I would like to say things become a lot easier. Excitement will deliver what you believe, what your vision, and what you care about, what you're going to commit, what are you going to do in terms of supporting and helping others. And the excitement, startups with excitement, and during the conversation, carry on with your own authentic excitement, and we'll close with the excitement. So yeah, that's probably one of the secrets.
Wonderful. Well said. Thank you so very much. So now the next question I have is for Chuck. I think Chuck, I think Lance and Tracy sent me one of your Instagram, a little thing about, you talk about, if people don't know how to do this, what do you say? And I love that. So maybe Chuck, maybe could you share with now? So now keep in mind, there's a lot of new people that are now in this platform as well as 7, 8, 9-digit earner, but there are also newcomers, because that's what we want to create. We want to leverage this platform to create many new legends, to write many new stories around the world. So I want to ask you this, Chuck, when we have people that they feel like, I don't know how to sell, or I don't know how to go about beginning to talk to people, what would you say, Chuck? How would you coach? What would your words of wisdom be to coach these new people that they're entrepreneurs, they want to create success here, but they don't quite know how to begin that?
Well, first of all, I would tell them they're not alone, right? I think just about everybody feels that way. I mean, nobody wants to feel rejected. Nobody wants to feel stupid. And so here you're trying to say something you don't really know anything about, and you don't know what the person's going to say. So of course you're concerned about sounding dumb and being rejected. And so they're not alone. I mean, that's the first thing I would say, because a lot of people think down of themselves, and they'll think, well, I'm sure you'll do great and everybody else would do great. And so the first thing I think is just to empathize with them. Like, look, if you're brand new, and you're looking at this and you're like, oh, I just don't know. I mean, of course I want it to work, but I'm doubting myself. Well, great. Welcome to the club of doubters, right? We're like all a bunch of doubters, that just kept going. So I would say that the main thing is this, the way, and you heard Michael talk about this, you heard Larry. I mean, everybody's talking about the same thing. You're going to succeed, not because you got a bunch of people in. You don't get people in your thing. You help people achieve their thing, right? And so you're not getting anyone, you're helping. So the people who succeed are the ones who help the most people. And quite frankly, it's kind of that way in business here too, in the traditional sense. The more clients we help, right, the more money we make, but it really works in networking. You are got to figure out what people want. Larry talked about that at the beginning, right? Find out what they want. Why? Because you can't help somebody get something you don't even know what they want. So it's really a mission to try to figure out what you want to how can you help them? So we always talk about like your Santa Claus, right? It's like, what do you want for Christmas, right? What do you want? Like, I want to help you get what you want. That's your mission in this business, right? Is to run around and be a happy Santa Claus. And so the only other thing I would say on that is that most people that you're going to talk to are going to have the same problem. Most people are going to doubt themselves too. So they're going to be just like you. Of course, I want the win, but could I do it? As you finally get out of yourself, now they're saying the same thing back. So it's everybody's doubting themselves. So how do we end up building this community? And I would say that one of the most important strategies is to think of yourself like you're a train conductor, and you're pulling into a station and you're telling the person, listen, this is what's going on. I stopped for a second. I want to tell you about it because I want you to jump on the train with me. And then we're going to head down these tracks. We're going to head down these tracks, and we want you on the train. We really do. But we're not going to park the train forever here, and because we don't need you. We want you, we don't need you. So the train's pulling out, we're heading down, and now they have to make a choice. The fear of loss is a big fear, and this is only a healthy way of using this because it's helping them get over their own fears. The fear of loss is sometimes even greater than the fear of what will people think. And so sometimes when they see that you're not only excited, like Mike was saying, but you're also taking off down the road because you're so busy, you're so excited, like Wayne was saying, we're so excited, we got to keep moving. They want to jump on a moving train. They want to jump on a winning team. And sometimes that helps them get over their own fears. And they're like, oh my gosh, what if I miss out on this one great opportunity? What if what he's saying really happens and I miss out? I'll be so mad at myself. So I'm going to jump on that train and give it a shot because it costs nothing at this point, right? So why not?
That's right. Beautiful. Thank you. Those words of wisdom there. And you know what? I just from this talk here today, I'm telling you, we're going to put together, once we pre-launch, once the dust is settled a little bit, we're going to put into systems with these incredible speakers, with their words of wisdom and their experience, not only from direct selling, but from all walks of life. Look at Chuck. I mean, look at your office. I'm really impressed, Chuck, by the way. Look at your beautiful office.
Impressed, yeah. It's just
so,
bunch of overhead.
But you know, I think that there's three from the talk here tonight, this evening, there's three common thread that stands out in this call here tonight. And so, and I will sum it up by this, and then later on we'll have Lance and Tracy to wrap this call up, is that there's three common components that stood out amongst all of you guys. First is excitement. The excitement that you all have, that and that the second thing is about the excitement, and then the second thing is conviction. There is no doubt, not an ounce of doubt in your voice, that belief, that conviction of what you have. And it speaks a testament of the nature of our business. Most of you guys don't know the name of the company, don't know the product, and don't even know much about the background. But the fact that we're all here together is why. People, community. There is something greater, far greater than all of us combined, that's driving this thing. And so that's the number one, excitement. Second thing is conviction, that you could sense from, you know, what's amazing, the most beautiful thing is none of us have made a dime yet. But look at that conviction. Some people say, well, of course you say that, you made a lot of money. Excuse me, we work hard 7 days a week. I did, many of us did, 7 days a week, 16 to 18 hours a day, and none of us have made a dime yet, and yet we're on fire. There's something that is fueling from your guts up. And so the third thing is, in this whole talk, it's about helping others. So how do you know what to help if you don't know what they want? So when you talk to people, it's not about getting them in, but it's really finding out what is that they want so we can help them. Some people might be making a lot of money, but they're super busy. They have no time. Well, so that you're in. If I can show you a way to balance your having money and time together, might you be open to that? So that's beautiful common thread amongst this group right here. And so, and I before I bring up Lance and Tracy to close out the call, I will share with you this, that there's beyond that those three pillars that were shared by this group of incredible human beings. You look at them, you look at the screen. These are incredible. Forget about, multi-digit earner. Forget about that. Just look at us. Look at this face. Look at this screen. These are beautiful, beautiful human beings. Yeah, we may wear a different color of who we are, but you know what? We're beautiful beings, and I'm grateful and blessed to have you guys. As for me, my heart is wide open. I love and welcome the unknown. We're all stepping into the unknown. Yes, I know about the company. Yes, I know but I walk away from something major to do something bigger and better than anything all of us ever combined to do. So I hope that you sense all of our excitement, our conviction. We haven't made a dime yet, but we're smoking something. We're excited. And I don't even drink alcohol, not today, okay? So anyway, I'm going to now bounce call to our legendary leader that, you know, Chuck talked about, have so much love and respect for you guys. So Tracy and Lance, you take the floor is yours. Wrap up the call, baby.
Thanks, Kim. We should have let you wrap, Dang.
Yeah.
What are we following you for? No, thanks, everybody. What a great call and great information on there. And we haven't made a dime, but I've spent a lot of money the last 5 months. But it's exciting to see where we're going.
Absolutely. So anyway, it's so great to see all of you, and oh my gosh, the stories. I can't wait to all the new stories that we're going to produce, right? And so, you know, Chuck Getchell, you know, we've been friends for so long and have lived life together. And he actually has a book called Simon Says. He's an author too, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And maybe we take a little bit of that, you know, Simon says.
We'll post it to the group. We'll post it to the group. Send us a link. We'll post it to the group later after the call. Okay, continue. Sorry.
So that's okay. So Simon says, right, talk to people. Simon says, you know, get them to the videos. You know, we have 5 now, probably 6 incredible videos, and let the people talk to the people. I mean, who doesn't want to be part of that? And Simon says, pre-register. Why wouldn't you? Simon says, talk about, you know, the packs are coming. Talk about February 20th. Because the train is moving on. Jump on, because we are going to have a ride, right? But it's not going to be without problems. I promise you, there's going to be situations and there's going to be circumstances, but as leaders, and there's going to be glitches, you know, we have 2 cans, right? We have the blue can, which is water, and we have the red can, that's gas. And so if someone's on fire and they're negative, you pour water, the blue can. If they're on fire and it's exciting and they are building like crazy, like Michael, Bill, and Larry, you pour gas, more, you know. I get texts every day from Larry saying, oh, sorry, Tracy, one more. And I'm like, no way, I want to help you. I want to just take a little bit of that and pour the gas, right? So we're very, very excited. This was a fantastic call. So thank you, everybody. And Kim, you got me like, I could go run a mile right now. Like, let's go.
Yeah, no, that's the last thing I wanted to share with you guys. You know, when we started this conversation 5 months ago, and we started this project, our goal is to build a legacy company. And as a legacy company, you never really want to talk about being in the right time, because if you have a legacy company, I believe people will get involved in this business 20 years from now, and they're going to have the exact same chance we have right now. That said, there's only one pre-launch, and it's right now. And we have 2 weeks left. And if you were to pick a time in history to actually go out and build a business, you know, what the last 3 years that Chuck talked about taught us is that there is no secure jobs anymore. And so the world is shaken, that they know that they don't have a secure job. A lot of people who thought they were secure 3 years ago that wouldn't look at our industry, they're looking now because they realize that they don't have a secure job. They also realize that no one's going to come to save them. The government, they gave out some little checks here and there. I mean, those didn't even cover electric bills for a lot of people. And so, you know, no one's coming to save you. They also realize that now more than ever that you need to have more than one stream of income. People get that today. They understand that they, you know, all these other side gigs and that kind of stuff. A lot of people out there have multiple jobs or multiple streams of income. And they also realize that you can work from home. And they came home and they actually kind of like staying at home, and they like being in control of their life, and they'd like to go ahead and continue that. And so we caught the world really at a really good time. And even though they've been beat up and even though they've lost hope, they're looking. And they have to look, because I read something just last week that 64% of the people in America are living from paycheck to paycheck. Now let that just sink in for a second. There's 64% of the people that are going to be out of money before Friday, and they're going to have to wait to Friday to pay the bills or go to the grocery store. And they're out there right now praying for something, and they're praying for an opportunity. And in this space, you know, our industry always works good. When the economy is bad, a lot of people get involved, but they don't have a lot of disposable income. When the economy is good, they don't get in as fast, but they do have more disposable income. But if you could time this thing just perfectly, we're 2 weeks before we launch the biggest project in this space in decades. We're with the right people. We've got the right people in the room. And I'll tell you, there's so many great leaders on this call, but there's so many that are joining this cause because everything rises and falls on leadership. They see who's coming here, and because that is great, it's drafting all of the best around the world. So we have the right timing, we have the right people. In 2 weeks, we're going to talk about the right platform, and you guys are going to be very, very impressed. We're not going to do anything second class. This is all going to be first class all the way out. All the players you meet, you're going to love them. And so if you had all of that in line at once, we're here right now. We got 2 weeks to go. And so this next week, we're going to have a call. We're going to bring some more players on. We're going to maybe reveal a little bit more. But the next one after that is where we're going to go ahead and launch this thing. And so it's very exciting times. I appreciate you, Kim, for all that you're doing. I appreciate everybody who's working behind the scenes and out there building. And man, we're going to create something that we're all going to be very proud of. You know, 35 years ago, I walked into a room and the timing seemed right for me in my life. Tracy and I said, yes, we decided to jump in the industry. And 35 years later, we get paid for the work we did 35 years ago because we saw it at that time. We decided to run. We decided to seize the opportunity and forever change our lives. And this is going to have the ability to do the same for you. And so thank you, Kim. I'll turn it back to you. God bless you guys. And we'll see you next time.
Thank you so much. And the last thing I would say is this, for all the audience all over the world, I want you to take a look. Look at this picture of all of us on this call. I think you feel our heart. I think you see who we are. If you feel that connection, welcome on board. We look forward to changing the world together with you. And we look forward to hearing your story. So next week, rock and roll, baby. Okay, with that, have a wonderful week. Grow, 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 share, share, share. Okay? All right, see you guys next week. Thank you so much. Thank you, team. Thank you, Larry. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Chuck. Thank you, Wayne. Thank you, Tracy and Lance. See you guys soon. Bye. See you next